Привет!
Привет!
С вами Тая,
Егор
и программа «После школы».
Наши постоянные зрители наверняка помнят о том, что в прошлом году мы побывали на слете школьного телевидения Америки.
Но в этом году в Америку поехали начинающие тележурналисты из Ярославля.
Но один представитель Петрозаводска на слете все-таки побывал.
Это руководитель нашей программы Денис Рогаткин. Его пригласили как эксперта программы «Обмен социальным опытом и знаниями».
И сегодня мы больше узнаем о том, как устроено школьное телевидение Америки.
Прямо сейчас интервью Дениса Рогаткина с лучшим профессионалом в сфере школьного телевидения, учителем из Калифорнии Дагом Грином.
Смотрим.
My congratulations with your
Thank you.
win. So
Thank you.
both your schools, Valley Middle School and Carlsbad High School, win this competition,
Yes.
and you are the best daily broadcast program in America.
Oh,
Again,
I'm proud of that. Yeah, I know. That's wonderful. Yeah.
I don't understand how you do it. Do you understand yourself how you do it?
It's a miracle. I don't know. We have a nice system where I teach, where we have students who start broadcasting in elementary school in 4th or 5th grade. And so they get introduced to this concept that you can tell stories even as an 11-year-old. And then in my city, all 3 of our middle schools have broadcasting programs. And so by the time, and I teach at one of those middle schools, and it's in middle school that they learn about the technology and the video production.
In our Russian schools, people think that this system which you have in Carlsbad is impossible.
Yeah.
Because we have totally different schools
Yeah.
without such school subject as student TV.
Yeah.
But I think it was some years ago in your school.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember this moment when you came to Carlsbad and began teaching TV journalism, how it was? And who you were this time?
Well, it really happened for me. I came from the broadcast business as kind of an amateur reporter, and I was teaching English. And I had a very basic blue screen setup. And I'd be teaching reading and literature, and we were reading a book, The Diary of Anne Frank. And I figured out that if I turned on this blue screen system and I put the student in front of the blue screen and we pretended that they were in Germany, that the kids were super engaged. And I think at that point I thought, wow, this video is a very powerful teaching medium. And
So you began with these stories about Germany on green screen or on
Yeah.
blue screen,
Yes.
and then the school subject appeared in your school.
Right.
Somehow.
Well, then they said, you know, you ought to do an after-school club for gifted students. These are the students who are very smart. And I did that, and it was very successful. But then I said, what about all of the kids? I mean, there's so much in this medium. Students who love to write can write to their heart's content. The kids who want to be creative can create. And it's just there's something for everybody in a broadcasting program. And it's very academic. You know, so.
And what about now? Now we know that you have 120 students here at the convention.
Yeah.
You can't imagine.
It's a regular class, so it's 1/6 of their day. At the high school, they're with me 6 hours per week, 2 hours per day times 3 days a week. That's at the high school. At the middle school, about 1 hour a day, 5 times a week. But it's one of their classes. And what we find in America, that we have these classes that we call electives. So you have math, English, social studies, science, and then you have and physical education. And then you have that 6th class. And that's typically the class that gets kids to school. That's the art class, music, broadcasting. That's the hook. You know, when they wake up in the morning, I wish they were, you know, running the school to go to math, but they're not. It's that elective class where they get to be creative and do something a little different. So my day is kind of unusual. I start off at a high school. So I'm with 15 to 18-year-old students. And then about 10 o'clock in the morning, I get in my car and I drive to a middle school.
After broadcasting.
After
So your
broadcasting.
broadcasting is organized during these 2 lessons.
Yes,
lessons.
yes, yeah.
Every
yeah,
day.
Every day, yeah. Every
And
day.
So it means that they work on reports without your direct control.
Yes.
They do it after their ordinary lessons.
Correct.
How
Correct.
do you motivate them to do it?
You know, I get asked that question a lot. I think it's something unusual about broadcasting, that at the end of the day, you have a product. You know, at the end of a math lesson, I learned this equation. But in our business, you have something that you can show to people, and you're creating something that will be seen by 3,000 people next Monday, for instance. And so they take that sense of pride. And I think they just enjoy what we're doing now. They enjoy the science, and they enjoy the art of creating and telling stories. But you have to get them hooked, and that's what I do early in middle school.
So you have school, you have equipment, you have money, you have talented students. But I don't understand why you created non-profit organization. how it happened, and why do you need this organization inside school, and how it exists inside school?
We found when we started making our movies that the people who pay for the movies wanted to invest that money in a non-profit. That's sort of for tax reasons. So there's the tax incentive. Also, my program got really big, really fast, too big for a school district to handle in terms of the money coming in. Just to come to a convention like this, it's $120,000 coming in.
Bureaucrats, and they don't want
Yeah.
to deal with it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's the same situation
Yeah.
than in Russia.
But we partnered with a lot of big companies to give us their technology, and they prefer to be working with a 501, we call it 501c3. So when they make a donation to my program, they get a tax refund. And so we just found it was, and it gives me parent support. I mean, I now have a board of directors, parents who help me fundraise and take care of a lot of the work that I couldn't do.
What about the parents? Can you say that all the parents are very rich, very, so to say, high level in society, people which are high level in society, or they are very different parents? There are some restrictions, for example, if children want to come here, parents must give money and so on. What about the social justice? How you think about it?
Well, you know, we have, particularly in California, every child has a right to equal access to every opportunity. So I bring a lot of students here. They cannot all afford to come to this program, so we pay for them, we subsidize them. But I also see what parents see of their kids who are in my program. They just see unbelievable growth. They see them mature and become, you know, really articulate, and they see that they can go on to some of the best colleges in the country. So it's, I have very, very supportive parents.
So money is not our business. Our business is education.
Right, exactly.
It's the same.
Exactly.
And the last thing which I don't understand and want to ask you, you now win everything. You wrote a book for teachers. Your model is not top in America, but I think top internationally. What next?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm probably retiring in a few years, and I think that when that happens, I will love to just get very involved with STN. We're always looking for that next big project. We'd like to come to Russia, but we're always looking for something new. You know, we just finished our last film on vaccines. We're looking for that next project that will resonate with my American teenage students. So we're always on the lookout. But what's been fun for me is that no one day is like the previous day. Technology changes, news happens. There's so much for us to cover, and it's just very exciting. And I think that's the draw for the kids, because yesterday's show will not look like today's show, and it won't look like tomorrow's show. It's just a dynamic subject to teach, and it's a dynamic class to take. I'm the California Teacher of the Year, so I've spent the last year traveling, taught in Japan this summer. And this model, taught in Germany, this model is not an international model the way schools are structured elsewhere. I mean, in Germany, the teachers said, we need to do this, but we can't. It's not the German structure. In Japan, they do sort of after-school broadcasting, but it is a very unique model, and I think it's very American.
Really, I haven't seen it in Europe.
Yeah.
No, in Russia.
No.
So maybe people come to experience a little later. But what about the students? For example, when I observe your work, I come to conclusion that the main impact on young people is that they form their culture of modern businessmen or modern people of this society, modern citizens, because they are able to communicate, they are able to work with information. What can you say about your students which graduated several years ago, and they studied, they made these movies, and they did not go to industry? What they can say, how it helped them?
Well, we have, right now what's really in American education is this concept that there are 21st century work skills. And I always say, don't ask me how many kids graduate from my program and work in Hollywood. Ask me how many kids graduate from my program and are successful in any business. What are you learning? You're learning to manage your time, make deadlines, have a plan B because plan A will rarely work. how to communicate, how to look somebody in the eye and speak with confidence. Those are life skills. Those are skills that you need whether you're going to be a doctor or an economist or a filmmaker or whatever. And I just think that's why these programs are really unique, because you learn so much. You learn so much that will be useful in life, and that's the question: is what are they learning that they can use beyond high school?
Okay, I think that your subject is really an example of school of the future.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
right.
want our schools to change. And thank you very much for your interview and first of all for your example.
Oh, thank
Your
you.
example is very important for us.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it. Thank you, Denise. Thank you very much.
На сегодня все.
Увидимся через неделю.
А если ты хочешь посмотреть этот выпуск еще раз,
Заходи в группу нашей программы в интернете.
до встречи после школы.
Счастливо.
Пока.